was a child, every day I was here. I remember that I and my cousin Paola, we are the oldest, played together around the table and under the table too. And so all our life was here. And so maybe it was not my destiny, and nobody asked me, this is your life obligatory. But it's a nice word for me because I love the restaurant, I love this kind of life. Recco is a little town of 10,000 inhabitants near the sea, and now it's modern because during the Second War was full destroyed by American and English airplane. And 27 times the bomb came on Recco.
Recco was a target for the Allies because its railway was a link between the country's northwest with the centre further south. The Recco Bridge, a crucial link on the line, was destroyed. The people of Recco rebuilt the bridge under great hardship. In fact, they built a temporary one that enabled them to reconnect the link. The bridge itself became a landmark to the country's success in recovering from the ravages of war. Its story represents the pride and sacrifice shown by the citizens of Recco, who withstood and survived the Allied bombings, an acknowledgement of which was eventually made in 1992 by the President of the Republic, when he conferred upon them the Gold Medal for Valor.
My family founded this restaurant 5 generations ago. The name of the founder was Gio Buono Bisso. Bisso is our surname. He buy a little house around the field because now we are in the center, but at that time there is many field, and he buy this in 1860. And he start with a little simple restaurant, and he make a simple classic Ligurian dish. When my great-grandfather born, he changed the name of the restaurant from the period of 1920, Trattoria da O Vittorio, because his name was Vittorio.
After the Second World War, there was only a shell of da O Vittorio left, and it had to be rebuilt.
After Vittorio, his son Luigi, my grandfather, became more famous because a good economic period in Italy, around 50s and 60s.
In 1948, Mattia's grandmother gave birth to twins, Giovanni and Vittorio. They also grew up in and around da O Vittorio, and took over the running of the restaurant in the late 60s, early 70s.
Però ci rende felice essere riusciti a portare avanti.
The twins say that their job makes them happy, and they like the fact that they have carried on the tradition of the restaurant. Our parents would have been proud of us. The customers thought that after their father's death, the restaurant would be closed in 6 months. but they are still here 40 years later.
Sarebbero orgogliosi che...
My father is Iranian, my mother is English. My parents met here. I half grew up here. I then moved back to the UK and then I came back to Italy about 10 years ago. Mattia is the main reason I came back. I realised I was missing life here. I mean, we have a very good quality of life. Not from a financial perspective, because it's hopeless, but when I come back from work, I can go for a stroll along the coast. It's a great place for the kids. I would dream of bringing up my kids in London. Here, they can roam quite freely. It's nice for them, it's nice for us, and I have no regrets about coming back.
It's not easy for women that married a man that made this work because many moments she is alone without me.
Relationships are difficult. If I have to think why ours works, I think it's because we like to give each other quite a bit of independence. So I go back home in the summer, I go July and August, and it suits both of us. I'm not sure how many couples spend 2 months apart, but we're happy to do that because it benefits the kids. I hate the heat. I don't want to be suffocated by anyone, but neither does Mattia. I think that's why it works.
Corzetti is another typical dish from Genoa. In the beginning, it was created by the rich family because when they have the first child, they made this pasta that is a circular pasta and are 2 stamps for stamp the pasta.
Traditionally, the stamps would have the child's name on one side and the family's coat of arms on the other. They were made by the peasants for the aristocracy. There are only a few stamp makers left in Genoa, as it's a laborious task that is usually undertaken by artisans. Mattia has a long-standing relationship with Franco Cassoni, an artisan based in Chiavari, 20 minutes south of Recco in Ligurian. He's world-renowned for carving the cassetti, ship figureheads, and the famous Chiavarina chairs. Some of his chairs are present in the White House in Washington, in the Palace of Versailles in Paris, the Vatican, and of course, O Vittorio.
Today, when we have some wedding, we write the name of the new wife and the new husband, and in the other side 2 rings. So it's original. Go to the wedding and find on the pasta the name of wife and husband. Sei sempre bravo. Grazie mille, grazie.
Ciao,
Adesso
caro.
siamo a posto.
Sì.
Saluto.
Ciao, arrivederci, ciao.
The special cossetti is usually served with a tomato sugo, a sprig of marjoram, and pine nuts and Parmesan cheese. O Vittorio provides a living for all key family members.
My brother worked in the cuisine. He made some dish with pasta and fish. This is the speciality. I and my cousin Paola work in the restaurant around the table and serving the people. And my cousin Chiara work for the hotel and for the catering too, because we make many weddings. My uncle and my father Vittorio are like supervised. I think this is the good word for describe the work. Chiara, for all her life, she had a great passion, that is the music. When she was 14, we had a garage, and I remember that with a few of friends, she make music, and she sing modern style music. When she was about 20 years old, she had a great passion for opera music.
Oh mio bambino caro, mi piace bello, bello.
She learned to sing opera with a specialist teacher at the Conservatorio Niccolo Paganini in Genoa. She caught the train every day to the school and studied music and voice. Chiara's wonderful singing voice led her to audition at one of the most famous conservatories in Italy, Santa Cecilia in Rome. She studied hard at the conservatory and became very accomplished. To make a living in the arts in Italy, though, is not easy, and whilst Chiara still performs, she also works most days in O Vittorio.
Quando finì di studiare legge e mi appassionai al mondo del vino.
Paola and her family lived upstairs above the bistro for many years. Even after they moved house, it was felt by all of them to be their true home.
Quando poi mi sono appassionata al mondo del vino, ho iniziato a studiare, a fare gli esami, eccetera, ho capito, ho deciso che questo era il mio mestiere.
Working in a family restaurant appears to be more than a job. It's life-consuming. So much so that even a family tragedy doesn't stop proceedings. The show must go on.
Mio nonno Luigi aveva dovuto aprire la sera di nuovo ed doveva essere di Natale quella, credo. E aveva, poverino, qua sopra, viveva con sua mamma, aveva sua mamma morta nel letto.
Luigi had to press on, as the restaurant was fully booked for people celebrating Christmas. Even though he was devastated, he had to wear a smile and not show his pain.
Quindi sono cose molto tristi che però ti fanno capire, l'importanza anche di un lavoro, un lavoro di famiglia. Quindi in famiglia uno apre, non c'è nessuno che possa sostituirti anche nei momenti così dolorosi.
It also happened with Paola's grandmother, Luigi's wife, who was carried away in an ambulance to hospital one New Year's Eve. All of the family had to remain in the restaurant working, even though she passed away that night.
Però la cosa incredibile è che nell'ingresso dietro dell'albergo eravamo con mia nonna in coma, che aspettavamo l'ambulanza e intanto la gente davanti entrava ridendo e tu sentivi, no? Anche soltanto questi contrasti di voci, di rumori, che era veramente terribile.
The story of the focaccia col formaggio, focaccia with cheese, it's a story of this town because it's the most important dish that people make. At the time, women make focaccia only in particular day and they give to the other people like a present.
Originally, the cheese for the focaccia was from small, hard-working producers that farmed the land in Recco. In the 60s, it became unfashionable to be a farmer, and so a cheese was sourced elsewhere, in Lombardia. The cheese was called stracchino, which melts easily at high temperatures, and was perfect for for the focaccia. The focaccia has lost its status over the years and now is served as a starter rather than a dish for special occasions. Its ongoing appeal is its crunchy crust and oozing cheesy centre.
The process of the work in the kitchen is particular because we have a main chef and other people that work under this person. Each chef have a different kind of work. One is specialized, for example, in pasta. One is specialized to make fish. One is specialized in meat. And one in the focaccia col formaggio. But during the seasons they change place because for us it's important that each chef are able to make all. So maybe for 3 months you can work on the meat, but then you go around the cuisine and everybody know all our dishes, so are able to change one with the other.
Federico is the only member of the Bisso family that decided they belonged in the kitchen. His speciality is fish. Liguria, a coastal region that starts in Imperia and finishes in La Spezia. Not difficult to see why it attracts visitors from around the globe. It is a renowned culinary wonderland that is a birthplace of the famous pesto sauce and claims the best seafood from the Mediterranean.
When you arrive in this restaurant, you can find only fish about this size minimum, and we use only fish that arrive around this area of Mediterranean. Everybody knows the fish from Mediterranean are the best of the world because it's a salted sea, and so the flavor of the fish is very different from big ocean around the world.
No chance of being served farmed fish at O Vittorio. It's always fresh off the boat. It's challenging to comprehend the sense of duty felt by the Bisso family to continue the legacy of the restaurant.
Maybe the best period of my life is now, but when I'm between 20 and 30, I'm not very happy sometimes because my friends go in disco, go holidays, go ski for Christmas, and every time instead I work. And they think, are you crazy? You work so much. Why you work every moment? Because this is the style of my family.
A family restaurant that started in 1860, that has survived across 5 generations, is no mean feat. And even though the job is all-consuming, there is still a feeling amongst the family that it must continue.
The father and the uncle are at the top of the hierarchy. I think as they age, they want their children to take over a bit more, to be more involved. I think it's happened naturally. I don't think there's been the moment where they've sort of said, right, that this is it. They've all spent their lives here in this place, so it's just been a natural progression from kids serving to slowly taking on more responsibility.
All the red wine. E qua c'è white wine, Nord Italia.
I'm not sure whether the twins will ever leave. I sort of have these visions of them spending the rest of their lives here. somewhere, sitting outside or waiting for people to walk in and out. I don't think they're capable of actually leaving a place that is so much part of them. It is very much part of them.
I don't know the future of the restaurant. I don't know if my son or my daughter work in this restaurant in the future. I hope yes, because I think when there is a big tradition and a family work for many generations, in this is not nice if tomorrow all finish.
Certo è che se hanno ereditato questo DNA nel sangue, secondo me qualcosa qua faranno. Se c'è sempre questo richiamo di sangue all'interno di tutta la famiglia e se loro l'hanno ereditato, qualcuno si fermerà qua sicuramente. Però devo dire che è un lavoro molto bello che dà molte soddisfazioni e molte opportunità. Per il resto io sarei contenta se i miei bambini si fermassero, ma sarei anche contenta se i miei bambini facessero altri tipi di lavoro. L'importante è che loro imparino da questo ristorante ad essere sempre disponibili verso le persone, sempre accoglienti, sempre col sorriso sulle labbra, qualunque lavoro facciano, che è la cosa più importante che ci insegna questo mestiere.
I think in the past it was just a given. This is it. This is the restaurant. This is, okay, next generation takes over and then next generation takes over. Certainly in Italy, that's a sort of cultural difference. Children are expected to take over from their parents. But I think now that's changing a little bit as well. And if what they feel is right is being here, then by all means, yes, this is the right place.
I would like first to be a teacher and then I would like to help in the restaurant.
Però sono bravi, i nipotini a scuola sono molto bravi.
The twins say that their grandchildren are very good at school.
Cosa succederà, insomma.
And because there are 7 of them, maybe at least one will continue working in the restaurant.
It's nice to work together because everybody helps each other.
The notion of family runs much deeper in Italy than the simplistic nuclear version. It includes aunts, great-aunts, uncles, cousins, second cousins, the entire clan. And every family-owned restaurant in Italy is testament to the strength that the family bond builds.
Often I'm proud of my family, of my father, my uncle, for that the work that have do for all the life and the sacrifice that they have made for us.
O Vittorio isn't about making huge financial profits, but rather providing each member of the family with a strong sense of purpose, a proud and noble history, and a comfortable but humble future.